What of our runners going to get trolled by today?
Hammer.
Hammer, you say? All right. All right, so we got 10 arrows in the Sanctuary. We've got 3 runners so far going for the Sanctuary strat. All 4, actually, starting from Sanctuary. We'll see where they go from here. Some will go left, some will go right.
Looks like Dragonmaster's doing an early Houlihan. Not a bad call.
As is Dohnut. Invictus heading to the... just heading to the Lost Woods lumberjack area. And Captain Duck also going for the early Houlihan play. It's becoming pretty common and pretty popular play with some of our runners.
Yeah, because then you can just couple that with going back to Link's house, grab the chest there, and take the south way into Kakariko. It combos pretty well.
Now, one thing I'd like to advise anybody who's looking at these Houlihan plays, a lot of the people involved they ended up going into the cave to make sure that the camera was reset so that they could do the Houlihan glitch. Turns out you don't actually have to go all the way into the cave. You can just go up to the top of the screen until it stops moving, and then come back down.
Yeah, so it looks like we found the Quake Medallion in Link's house.
All right. Now Captain Duck grabs that Quake Medallion and decides to head back up to Sanctuary, which is fine. Some people don't want to go to the south end route, and that's absolutely okay. Dohnut finds a bomb on his first attempt, whereas Dragonmaster does not hit the 75% chance.
And half magic is in Andy's cave.
Why does Andy have a cave now?
I don't know. Somebody should probably talk to the NPC there. You'll find out.
Okay.
And we also
that was the Lost Woods hideout, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then also in the Lost Woods was also the Thieves Town Big Key as well. There's a lot of action going on now.
Oh yeah. So the race game, some players just go straight for it. Some players decide to skip it. Both of our players decided to go for it, and it had 300 rupees, which is something you want to see. Now, we did also just see Vanilla Book and Flippers in Blind's Hut.
Yeah, that plus all the money that Dohnut has from that early Houlihan will certainly go paid.
Yeah, the extra money, that brings them up basically to Zora money at this point. They might need a little more if they purchase some bombs or the bottle vendor's item. But I imagine it'll get there eventually, and we do find the Moon Pearl in Kakariko Well.
And that would be part 1 of our 3 items that we need for Dark World access.
Chicken Hut has our first piece of business, the Palace of Darkness small key. And we also found a Turtle Rock small key in the tavern, as well as another 300 in the back of the well. And there's the Misery Mire big key.
Let's say so far this is a somewhat healthy Kakariko.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here in Kakariko. Now it doesn't have a lot of health in it. That's another thing entirely. But
yeah, I was using the figurative way of saying it.
So for those of you who are wondering what Captain Duck's Sprite is, it's a can of Sprite, which is hilarious. Now, of course, yeah, so Captain Duck Sprite is a can of Sprite, and Dragonmaster, I believe, is Vivi. from Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, unfortunately.
Yeah, and if you get the blue and red males, you become a different soda.
That's probably the best sprite I've seen so far this tournament.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It can be a little difficult to use because it's hard to tell which way it's facing.
Yeah, it's certainly pose a challenge there.
So this is one... Oh, sorry, go.
Oh, I'd say also the shadow is not the same as it would normally be from the looks of it.
Well, the shadow is kind of in the same spot.
Okay.
It's just kind of weird to look with. Let's see. So this is actually one of those seeds where I feel like the Houlihan play actually didn't pay off, because there were at least two 300 rupee drops in Kakariko.
And Invictus giving us what I believe is our first look at the well here. Only some arrows there, but we'll go ahead and see what's buried underneath the water.
Yep. Alright, so we got a bottle with a fairy in it. That is both a little bit of safety action and, not the worst thing you can see there. Also unlocks a sick kid.
Yeah, and I wonder how that fairy was breathing.
I mean, the bottle is airtight, so he's probably not breathing to begin with.
It's true. It's very true.
Yeah, we've got vanilla book inside the library, so if you want that book, you need the boots, and who knows where the boots could be. So we found the big key of Desert Palace as well as the Power Glove inside Mini Moldworm Cave. So, at this point, you gotta be feeling like, if I can get that book, I can go to the desert and do things. With the flippers on hand, after a trip to Ice Rod Cave, I would not be surprised to see a trip up to Zora, especially with all the money they managed to find in Kakariko Village.
Yeah, it's definitely within logic. They'll be able to clear everything out. It's just a logical next play, I would say.
Yeah. Now, I have done a little bit of analysis on the actual algorithm used to fill items. And it just seems to me that the places that are initially available, like Agnes Cave, for one thing, which we just found the Swamp Palace small key in, just throwing that out there, they just have a disproportionate probability of having something there. So I find checking those is often important. And Dohnut is kind of ahead of the game now, because he's got that Swamp small key in Agnes Cave, and a lot of people just don't like to go there.
Yeah, especially if you don't find the boots for a while. Like, they may not even go near desert until they find those boots to get the book. Or they find the flute. Would be the only other reason why they would go over to desert.
In before boots in Swamp Palace. Okay.
Yeah, that would be a troll. And it looked like there was just a heart piece there on the ledge.
Yep. So, no, well, I think it was 50 rupees.
Okay.
But it was not anything important. It's like, when you play this game so much, all the items you see that aren't important, you just kind of forget them immediately. Like, your brain is like, no, I don't have space for that. Get out. The big key of Skull Woods at Zora. Now, Zora was unlocked very early by something that was in the first available locations. So that's only 2 degrees removed from your initial loadout, assuming you can get to Dark World access in those first 2 degrees.
And Dohnut's Fairy bailing him out. Those crabs do 2 hearts of damage with green mail. They're kind of dangerous, especially at 4 hearts.
Nobody likes crabs in this game.
Right, you are.
So, I'm told that the hobo has Titan's mitts. And I'm not sure why Invictus didn't check hobo. Also, turns out Swamp Palace is the green pendant, so maybe Swamp Palace not required? Maybe?
Last time we thought that he had to full clear it, so...
There is that possibility.
Yeah, it's like Swamp Palace isn't required until it's required.
Correct. You like to try to avoid it or go mode it if you can, but yeah. One thing for sure, you just will not see go mode Swamp Palace here today. Because if they go in, it's because they're still looking for items. Well, I take that back. Could be that they know what's on the pedestal.
Well, yeah, that too.
And that they need it.
But even then, pedestal seeds are pretty rare in Keysanity, so it may be a while before we actually see a ped check from our runners. They're going to have to, like, just be in the vicinity. I don't think none of them are going to go out of their way for it.
And there's the big Kia swamp in the back of Escape. So these racers, they've both played one match. They've all played one match. This is round 2. And I will look up what happened in their previous run.
Well, in the meantime, we still have Invictus here making his way through Eastern. We'll go ahead and see what the rest of the items in here are. He only has 1 more chest that's readily available to him. 1 more if he does sequence break into that vanilla big key chest, though.
All right, so the top 2 runners are 1-0, and the bottom 2 runners are 0-1. Alright, so Dragonmaster is making his way into the Dark World with that Titan's Mitt.
Generally, runners like to come in Skullwoods early just because there's just a lot of goodies to find in here typically.
It seems pretty good. I mean, coming into Skullwoods is you know, pretty difficult sometimes, but these outer rooms can be dealt with, and if you die, you just respawn.
Yeah,
I'm used to dying in Skullwoods.
Yeah, that block room can be really rough without Samaria, especially
it's a fact of life.
Yeah, with only 4 hearts of health. And that chest that Dragon Master just looted will always have a small key in Keysanity.
Alright, so it looks like the Uncle's Tunnel has the Bombos Medallion, and that chest that Dragon Master was just at has a small key to Pod. Now, he did... Okay, he's going in the back. Okay. It was like he did pick up the big key, right? Yes. He's just doing it the old-fashioned way.
If you're not comfortable with it, and you only have 3 hearts of health, kind of makes sense just to do it the vanilla way.
Oh, and the hook shot is there. That's a Zora locked item.
Yeah, Dragon Master with the plays.
So yeah, Zora unlocked by the flippers. And this entire area unlocked two steps away from the initial thing. So yeah, it makes sense. Lots of stuff.
So it looks like Dohnut just found the Canis Maria.
Oh wow. So Kane also available this early on.
Yeah, I kind of missed where that was at.
I'm guessing it was probably in the first chest here. No, it was on Uncle, excuse me.
It was Uncle? Alright.
I am mistaken.
Yeah, but Invictus just found it. Yep.
Yeah, now this particular area that Dohnut is in is actually not within the logic at the moment. Because the logic here assumes that you have the Hyrule Castle small key.
That makes sense so you don't get key locked.
Right.
If you like steal a key and then use it in the back.
We got another Turtle Rock small key there in Skull Woods, and apparently one... No, there was a Ganon's Tower small key in the escape area here. Dohnut's going to make use of pot strats to destroy the ball and chain guard. And another pod key. So I think we've seen like 3 different pod keys at this point. One of which is actually locked out of the logic at the moment. 4th pod key. Goodness. So I find that when you find 3 pod keys, pod starts to look really good.
Yeah. Especially if you can also then find the bow and hammer. When you go in there, you only need 5 if you don't hammer jump.
Mm.
And then only 4 if you do. Even though pod will require all 6 keys in order to finish it.
So Dragon Master is sitting here in Village of Outcasts, and he does have the Thieves' Town big key, but he does not have any way of killing blind. Now, of course, that might be rectified by something inside Thieves' Town.
Yeah, Thieves' Town seems to also be a hideout on a lot of really great items as well. It's always worth dipping into, even if you don't have that big key.
Just 50 rupees from the sick kid. Yeah, I find that I tend to treat Pod like a 4-chest overworld cave with a back door. Or not Pod, Thieves' Town, excuse me. But when you have the big key, I can understand wanting to skip it until you can actually beat it.
Yeah, and there's the Turtle Rock big key in the digging game.
Yep. Alright, so Invictus going back to check Hobo now. while Dragon Master is going to be taking the frog on a world tour. We go see Stumpy. What does he have for us today?
Junk.
Indeed. Alright, so next, we're going to see Dragon Master heading up to the bomb shop, maybe find out what the 5-6 crystals are, while Invictus is going to get that Swamp Small Key from Agonist Cave. I looked half away for half a second. I saw Misery Mire.
Yeah, I think I might have missed something too.
Thieves Town. Ooh, Dragon Master taking a hit, but he's got that fairy.
Yeah, the Dark World Overworld can be kind of a pain to navigate with only 4 hearts. Stuff just does so much damage here.
Yeah. That being said, I think what dealt the damage to him was his own bomb.
Oh, well.
But that's only because he dropped it after being hit. That was pretty garbage hype cave.
Yeah. Not so hype. Lame cave. There's a thing on Captain's Duck side. I think we're getting a first look at this chest.
I believe we saw it was the Turtle Rock key. Yeah.
Okay.
Dragon Master had it a little while ago.
All right.
And Dohnut's going to do the same thing. Pick up that T-Rock key.
It's a lot easier with Samaria, though. But kind of getting trolled there by the Gibdo. Just doesn't want to give up.
Oh! So, one thing that you learn is that the hook shot doesn't stun Gibdos, but the boomerang does. Alright, so small key to Hyrule Castle on the pyramid, so that unlocks that other pod key we found in the basement. So at this point, the four key pod is on the table. Turns out pod apparently also a pendant. I guess we saw a map check at some point.
Yeah, so we're now aware of 2 of the 3 pendants. So if we learn where that 3rd one's at, we'll know where all the other crystals are.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Thieves Town and... Oh, so what's Thieves Town and Misery Mire were 5 and 6, okay.
Right. Alright, so Catfish has been checked. Turns out not that important. But if I'm Dragon Master, I know where I'm going. Well, first I'm going to go turn in the Smith, because he's following me around, and I don't need a stalker. But, after that, you know... Well, it's still technically out of logic, though.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's a hook... I have the hook shot. I'm like, I want to go to Death Mountain. I want to go there badly. But it's still technically out of logic.
Yeah, and if you find like the hammer or the mirror down the road, that would then unlock Hera. So you may hold off just a little bit longer.
Looks like there was a Tower of Hera big key inside Thieves Town.
Well, once we find the lamp, that would potentially put Hera into logic. At least between all of our runners.
Well, that and either the hammer or the mirror.
Yeah. Well, they have the hook shot, so they could make it over to Hera. Oh no, they would need the hammer, you're right.
Yeah. There's that little pesky ledge in the way, or the wall of pegs in the way. There we go, words. I know how to words.
Yeah. Words are good.
Words are slightly overrated, but I'll take it. There we go, Dragon Master finally picking up that cane of Samaria. So yeah, all these locations that, noting all the locations that are accessible from the word go, a good portion of them have things that are, pretty important.
I think Dohnut's gonna make a play for blind.
He's certainly going to try.
Yeah.
He has 4 hearts. And, I'm on a good day, I might get kill blind on 4 hearts, but I'm not sure I can make it down the hellway.
Yeah, especially yeah, even with the hook shot, it just is a lot of stuff there you have to dodge. So I think Skull Woods was a crystal.
I
I saw that.
Did we get a map check on that?
I think we saw a map. Yep.
Oh, yep, there it is. Very nice. So Dragon Master, despite having picked up the Cane of Samaria, is still using bomb strats on these guards. And that was his last bomb, so that was pretty impressive.
Hey, if you're used to doing it that way, like...
Or at the very least, you could use it for practice. Yeah. I also looked through the code for this, and apparently the requirements for this area also include the ability to kill most things, which includes like a sword or Cane of Samaria or Cane of Brian or some other stuff.
So the logic doesn't just assume that you'll be able to kill stuff with bombs.
As far as I can tell, it might be just for standard mode, but I think that's what I was reading in the logic. I could be making that up, or not really making it up, but misremembering.
Yeah, I'd have to research that later.
All right, so we are seeing a dark escape check.
Using that boomerang as like a homing signal to find his way around since he doesn't have a sword.
Yeah, it's kind of like echolocation, except with a physical object. And he picked up something.
It wasn't a. At least we know it wasn't a small key.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was a
Or a
sword.
big- Oh.
It was a sword.
Well, Dragon Master was pretty happy probably to find that.
All right, so sword and dark escape. Now remember, very sequence breaky. You idiots! We've all got swords! Sorry.
It looks like Dragon Master might also go ahead and sequence break Death Mountain. Or farm the bush crabs. Yeah, with that sword, it does make that a lot easier.
Ooh, yeah, Cane Blind is fun.
But he does it.
Nice. Cane and Samaria strats are actually just my favorite strats for blind. They're the best.
So what's our next progression item that we're probably going to see from our runners that we're not aware of exists yet, or we don't know where it's at yet?
I mean, I'm hoping we see that lamp soon, so the sword isn't completely out of logic. And Dragon Master gets trolled by cabbages. Let me tell you something about cabbages for a second here. They're almost as bad as the dead rocks, and they're both in the same location. They are super bad and awful, and no one likes them.
I mean, the good news is that the save and quit point was really close to here, so the time loss isn't that bad. And we are going to get our first check of Spectacle Rock.
Alright, heart container on top, which I would take at this point if I could get there. And there's another sword! So all this sequence breaking leading to all these swords, feeling like the lamp has got to come soon, but not up here. Or it could come up here. It could be that we could have found the flute somewhere.
Then where would there's several places the flute could be at this time.
Pod.
Yep.
Pod is my go-to guess. Basically, if we haven't found it yet, it's probably in Pod. That's the answer.
I don't think we've had a turn in on the purple chest either.
Yeah. I think purple chest will come a little later once they get access to a mirror or something like that. Or hammer, so they can do hammer pegs while they're at it. I don't know, PTG Muck. Maybe you should go looking. Because you know, if you haven't seen it yet, it's probably there.
Probably in a dark room.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right, so let's see what's in Paradox Cave today. Ooh, we got BugNet for days. Dragonmaster putting it to immediate use.
And our last chest.
Silver arrows.
Yeah.
All right.
These are silvers. Huh?
I'll take it.
Not bad. And he still has the whole dark world to also check.
Yep. Those Titan's mitts giving him access to a great portion of this particular area. He can go ahead and check what's up on the floating island as well. Just another rupee horde, as they call it. 300 full-blown rupees. Alright, so Dragonmaster going around Spiral Cave. We'll see what's down here. And I imagine he will jump right out and head into the Dark World. Head through Super Bunny Cave and then up to Hookshot Cave.
We'll also get our first look at the Turtle Rock Medallion as well. Life will be good.
Yep. Okay, yeah, that'll also work. You just... No, it won't. You don't have the hammer. This is going to end poorly.
Yeah, you'll have to jump down.
Alright, so Dohnut is making his way over to Eastern Palace. Apparently he's one of the few runners who has not been there. As far as I can tell, didn't find much there.
Not that I can remember, at least.
Nice little trick with the hook shot through the blocks. That's more difficult to pull off than it looks. Let's put it that way.
So far, nothing on Dragon Master here. We'll see what Hookshot Cave has to say.
Alright, so Hookshot Cave. 4 chests, let's see what we've got. A compass of Swamp Palace, but I don't even care where it's for. There's the hammer!
Oh, the hammer. And blue mail.
Ooh, he was trying to kill that that jellyfish berry thing there, and did not, you know, slightly got trolled.
So, sequence breaking. And another sword!
Okay, so this is actually very, very interesting. And I think that means that, like, Lamp is definitely in pod. Mainly because you've got 3 of the swords, and you need that sword to activate Bombos or something to do...
To do ice?
Well, first to do Turtle Rock, also...
Yeah.
also to do ice.
There's the flute. The purple chest.
Purple chest has the flute. Okay, never mind.
All right.
That's weird.
At least we have 2 of our swords into logic now.
Yeah, the ones up here are definitely in the logic. The one in Castle or Dark Escape is not. And also Lamp and Pot.
I guess
so
it really.
What are you gonna do?
There was really not a whole lot of places. Well, I mean, with the finding that flute though.
Was it on the? Was it on the bridge chest?
It may have been. I kind of missed it. There's a lot of action in these quad races here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But now Dragon Master's going to be able to make his way over to Hera with that hammer that we just found. And check the... No, we can't check the tablet yet. Kind of missing an item for that.
Yeah, that's got to be the most annoying item to get the hammer there, just because now you have to get out, hook shot all the way back across, climb back up, use the hammer pegs to get back over to Hera, and it's just the worst.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Dragon Master does not have that big key for Hera, so he won't be able to progress any further.
Ugh, it's unfortunate. We did find that big key in Thieves Town. Apparently a Skullwoods key found in the Dark Maze, which the logic actually expects you to have both of those to go kill Mothula.
Is he gonna dip into... Yeah, he's gonna dip into Turtle Rock on Dragon Master.
Oh wow. The T-Rock dip is real. We've got the big key and 2 small keys. We can get to Laser Bridge.
See, I don't disagree with this play at all. I mean, there's just a lot of items in here you could grab.
And the Tempered Sword makes a lot of things in here a lot easier to deal with. But having only 7 hearts is not the world's greatest way to be. And he does have the blue mail, so that's, better than it could be. And so Dohnut is making the sequence break to Death Mountain. Invictus is just going there the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, Dragon Master also finding our first Castle Tower small key. Opens up an extra chest up there once he gets a lamp. Or he may just sequence break that too if he decides to check that.
Yeah, and Captain Duck or Dohnut and Captain Duck just got their swords. And I think Invictus probably got one too. Did he go up to Spectacle Rock Cave?
I don't think Invictus did.
That's strange.
No, he might be thinking that he might be able to route that in later.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, it's not correct, but it's possible.
Yeah. You will find the hammer up here, though, so...
Right. So he'll be able to check it after he goes to Hera. After the second trip up Death Mountain.
But at least he'll find a sword here, so he won't be
Yeah.
swordless for too much longer. Yeah, Dragon Master skipped that door, so he's definitely stealing that key and using it to get the laser bridge.
Yep. Now, there is one little thing that's going to be looming in the back of his mind if he gets some other things he's looking for here, and that is the fact that, you know, he can't go to Mimic Cave because it doesn't have the mirror. So that's going to be a little loose square that sticks out in the back of his mind for a long time at this point.
Yeah, also along with that chest he has to leave behind over there too. That vanilla big key chest.
Right. And we did see a recent race where that turned out to be the actual vanilla big key.
Yeah, like a real vanilla key, not like a French vanilla or something like that.
Yeah, now that being said, that won't happen here today because we definitely already have the big key to Turtle Rock.
There was a race where the mirror was in that chest, though.
Now, this particular chest that Dragon Master is coming up on, the Crystal Roller Room, is the only chest remaining that is currently in the logic. Laser Bridge is not in the logic, not only because he doesn't have any invincibility item of some kind, or mirror shield, but also because, one, he doesn't have the lamp, but we know where that is, and two, he doesn't have a third small key. That's in the requirements for Laser Bridge.
Yeah, so when you do this room dark, there's like a certain sequence that you have to push your arrow buttons on in order to make it through here.
Unfortunately, that was not it.
Yep.
But he does have a fairy. So you start at the top, and then you push right, and then immediately hold down, and then just keep holding down until you get to the place you're going.
Yep.
But don't hold down past that because you'll fall off.
Then you'll push down. Yep, and then he'll go left.
Yeah,
And then
now you just hold left here until you reach to the bottom, and you're good.
there you go.
This mini Helmosaur is the actual worst.
Yeah, and without the boots, just can't skip past it.
So what I've been known to do is just drop a Samaria block and throw it at him. Because I got the cane out anyway.
Yeah, going for the safety exit, a good call.
Yeah. I imagine Dragon Master sees himself taking a few either intentional or unintentional deaths trying to do laser skips here.
Without the boots, it's a lot harder.
We did just pick up the Thieves' Town small key, which is going to open up that big chest, technically required to beat blind as well.
Well, Donut finally finds the hammer in Hookshot Cave. Looks like he's also, or not. I was thinking maybe he would go into the TR, but
Well, he's got to get out to do so, because there's no mirror.
oh, that's right.
Ooh, the big key of Eastern Palace as well. So quite a lot of value on the laser bridge, most of which is currently out of sequence. Yeah, the floating island is in fact 300 rupees.
And That would be our first Misery Mire small key. We don't actually need any in order to fully clear it. The logic will require 3, I believe.
So the logic requires 3, but only for 2 chests in that dungeon.
Okay.
And those are the ones that are locked by the fire rod, or by a fire source. Because those are the only ones that are technically locked behind any locked doors. I think. As long as you have the big key. That's the other important part.
Yeah.
If you have the big key, then it requires no other small keys to get the other 6.
Yeah, and Invictus giving us our first look at the upper half of Hera.
Indeed. Just using the plain vanilla method to get to the big chest, that is perfectly fine. In a race situation, you may not want to risk that bomb jump on the low end. Because if you do the lower bomb jump and fall, you fall 2 floors, and that's, you know, not great.
Invictus is about ready to get himself something. Oh, wow. Getting bounced off a mold orb.
They could hookshot to the big chest, but that would still mean they would need to fall back down.
Yeah, it's a lot safer to do that with the boots and just bonking over that gap.
Yeah. You could theoretically bomb jump that as well, but, you know, I've never pulled it off.
Yeah, I never practice it because it's like, it's really risky. Payoffs isn't that great.
Troll Dorm 2, troll harder.
Yeah, it's opting for sword strats instead. At least on Dohnut's side. Alright, and is it a pendant or a crystal? We're going to find out here in just a second.
We've got the Compass of Desert Palace and a crystal indeed.
So that puts Invictus at 2 crystals, Dohnut at 1.
Apparently we had a map check involving Desert Palace, so we know that that's going to be the last pendant.
So, to ask answer a question in chat, did they change it so you can't see the crystals and pendants on the map anymore? And, well, in Keysanity, how that works is that you won't see those until you actually collect the map for the dungeon. Before that point, it won't show up. The music in the dungeon's also randomized, so you won't be able to tell off the music if it's a pendant or a crystal. The only other way you will know is by asking either the bomb vendor or Sahashala, and they'll tell you the 5 and 6 crystals and green pendant respectively. Or, sorry, go ahead.
I'm thinking they should throw the the Hyrule Castle music in with the shuffle.
We could probably just save that for the Randomizer.
All right, fine.
Also, feature Keysanity while we're on the topic. On a donut screen, you see a count for the number 4 out of 8. That's just the number of items that he's checked in this dungeon.
And that shows up if and only if you have the compass for the dungeon. Or you're playing on easy mode.
Oh, that's a feature in easy? Huh.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
I highly recommend easy mode to anybody who has never played this before, because it allows you to, do all the exploration and stuff without having to worry about, having to do Dark World on 4 hearts.
Yeah, they give you, there's twice the number of sword, shield, and mail upgrades that are available. You'll still go up to the max that Vanilla has, but you're more likely to find those. Also gives you more bottle opportunities, and I think 3 copies of the lamp are also in the pool.
Yep. Alright, so Invictus is making the play into Turtle Rock as well. He's going to pick up some nice items here. Whereas Dragon Master has decided to use that hammer on the hammer pegs to get the powder. Wow, that's actually fairly convenient for the powder.
Now where does the powder lead to?
Well, it would be convenient for the powder anyway, except we don't have a mirror.
That is very true.
Now, Dragon Master is going to get that flute.
So on Invictus' side, he's also making the Turtle Rock play. Doing a pretty good job of dodging those chain chomps.
Alright, so Dragon Master acquires the flute and is also, while he's here, going to check Hagina's Cave, which we know contains the Swamp Palace small key.
Yeah,
oh yeah, the powder is the best item in the game. Like, not close.
It's better than the shovel. Heresy, I know.
But yeah, the powder is actually very good for safety and making sure you stay alive. The only problem with the powder vis-a-vis the dead rocks is that you have to remember to use it before they turn to stone.
So right now we're just missing the mirror to potentially have a Swamp Palace play. I don't think our runners are going to want to go there, but Randomizer isn't about wanting, it's needing.
Also looks like Dragon Master is checking the Lumberjack Cave for the first time. He must be really grasping at straws here. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like Ice Palace has to be a thing at this point. Meyer.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
So we still don't have the big key for Ice Palace, which means it's not in the logic. if our runners know the Ice Palace bomb jump, they'll be able to explore more of Ice Palace, but they won't be able to finish it without the bomb jump.
Right. And Dohnut picks up that flute as well. I believe Dohnut was the only one of our runners to not go into Turtle Rock. Alright, with Dohnut going to activate his flute, I may have something prepared. But it's not for Dohnut, it's for Captain Duck. This guy is Captain Duck, but what rank is our swag duck? 'Cause I'd feel like a schmuck if I said it last. Is he the very model of a modern Major General, or just a very humble Airman First Class?
Bravo!
He's definitely an airman of some kind. Anyway, moving on. So the Magic Bat just having a shield upgrade today, as
I think this is our first look in the Mire area.
Yep. So the Mire area could turn out to be a big deal. Unfortunately, no mirror, so we can't get into desert that way. So we may just be looking for Mire proper, which Dragonmaster appears to be going for. Now, I will say that it is kind of unfortunate on his part on account of he doesn't have the lamp, so he's going to have to make his way through the, what I probably call the toughest realistic dark room in the game.
I mean, unless the lamp is here.
It's not. It's in pod.
That's right.
So Dohnut's gonna go get that. Alright. So Dohnut gonna make his way through pod. We'll see what sort of shenanigans happen here in Misery Mire. There's a Skull Woods key, so that is both of the Skull Woods keys at this point. That we've seen, I think. And Invictus is making the play on the Dark Escape. He's going to be happy that he picks up that Tempered Sword. So for those of you who don't know, this laser skip idea is pretty difficult. The thing you have to keep in mind is that the only part of the laser that actually damages you is the very front end. And so when you start to move, you want to make sure it's kind of right next to you. But the only problem is it moves so fast, it's not something you can really visually deal with. It's good to have like an audio cue for that. We find the magic cape in the big chest of Misery Mire. Now, another unfortunate side effect of what's going on here for Dragon Master is he will be unable to get the 2 chests on the left side of Misery Mire. And that is because he does not have any sort of fire source.
I guess here's the hope, and there's nothing important over there.
Yeah, or if you are a fan of Captain Duck, you can think the other way. I really admire the way that Captain Duck is just sticking to the laser bridge plan here. And it looks like the Eastern Palace big chest contains the red mail. Or at least a mail upgrade, as the case may be. Alright, so Dohnut is also making the play on Mire, but he has the lamp. By the way, masterfully done by Dragon Master getting through those dark rooms. Nobody wants to have to do those.
Using the cape on Vitreous to make quick work of him.
Turns out Agate Tower, not a big deal.
Big 20 in the first fire source locked area.
Alright, so we'll have to see what the vanilla big key chest has here. If this turns out to be something important, it will haunt Dragon Master for the rest of the game. So really, the best way to kind of tell who's ahead is to just, look at the trackers, see who's got more crystals, who's got more items, and those sorts of things. That'll give you a vague idea, but to really know, you need to know what everybody's checked and how much time that has been put into it. So yeah, the cape was in the Misery Mire big chest, and we're gonna see that vanilla big key location right now. It's the mirror!
The mirror.
Okay, so there's no guarantee that the mirror is required. But
It opens up swamp.
it sure does. And Dohnut found that swamp key in Agnes Cave, you gotta remember. And so that was something that makes that available very early. So Dohnut just did a route that I had not even ever considered. And it makes so much sense.
My mind's blown.
It's just you go to that big key chest and you go down, you open the door, you act like you're going to Vitreous, except you hookshot across to the chest, and then you come back over here. It's so good. And we did find the Ether Medallion, but that is going to be entirely useless today. Unless you want to throw ball and chain guards at each other.
And I think also Invictus is going to give us our first check here on this chest.
Ooh. Nothing great there. The lamp was on the bridge chest in Palace of Darkness. So it was, early in pod with, accessible as long as you can access pod and have one small key. Or the bow and hammer.
Yeah. That also makes the book not required.
Yeah, quite potentially.
Yeah.
Depending on where we find those boots. Boots in desert would be fun. Quote, fun.
Yeah. The audience type of fun. The viewer fun.
Yeah. Apparently, so Dragonmaster making his way through Ice Palace, and apparently we found the vanilla big key for Ice Palace in Ice Palace. In its vanilla location. Like in the chest behind the two blocks on the right-hand side, top floor. This staircase is actual garbage, just letting you know. This staircase in ice. Especially when you don't have the boots. Another vanilla key here in ice.
Nails the bomb jump.
Well done. I don't know if that's a key in the vanilla game, but I know that it's a key for this dungeon.
Yeah, I think it's like 3 bombs, I think, in vanilla, so that you can then bomb the...
Yeah, that makes sense. Speaking of vanilla ice, if you go up in this room that Dragonmaster is going to, and you talk to that tile, you might find a vanilla ice reference.
Yeah, if you ever play this casually, talk to the NPCs. A lot of them have been translated, and there's some fun flavor text on them.
Ooh, so the Ice Palace big chest, not really important today. It's the single rupee of evil's bane. No, it's not. So Dohnut has his cape on and has Vitreous in a corner with the Master Sword. Gets a big 20 from Vitreous, and there we go. Now it's time for a Cold Stare fight. I want to see Fire Rod drop from Cold Stare. I just want to see that right now.
That would be a good time.
Making use of the cape strats. Certainly nothing wrong with cape strats. How about the boots?
Well, there's our boots.
And there's the ice rod in the checkerboard cave. So we were gonna say mirror may not be required, but guess what? Mirror is in fact required. You need that ice rod for Trinex. And you need the mirror for checkerboard cave.
And I feel like they're probably gonna go ahead and maybe grab the book the next time they're in that area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Dragon Master making his way around real fast. And he'll probably go check the bonk rocks real quick as well. And then get ready to flute somewhere. So just 50 rupees on the torch in desert. And there's a Turtle Rock small key in desert, so that actually that's the fourth one we've seen, I believe. Because Invictus and Captain Duck both have 3 themselves. Back of Escape, I believe, had the big key of T-Rock and some other stuff in it. I know it had a big key.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now. I think you're right.
So Dragon Master now has the Book of Medora. And he's gonna head up to the Ether Tablet, I think. Like, he might also go to Hera. I don't think he did Hera the first time he was up here. Because he didn't have that big key from Thieves Town.
Whereas on Dohnut's side, we're going to see ourselves a Landmolus fight.
All right. Yeah, so vanilla just means wherever it normally is in the normal game. Whoa!
Wow, book was required.
Oh, you're gonna need that book.
Let's hope that our other runners decide to get it for those 2 other locations.
I mean, you'll get it because you're gonna do Cold Stare, or at least you're gonna get the boots. So you might as well get book.
And that's a location you'd probably check before going into GT anyway.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
have the book, so...
Yes, the Ganon's Tower Big Key, ladies and gentlemen. In the Ether Tablet. So that means you need the book, and you also need at least the Master Sword to pick that up. So that's basically why there were so many swords outside of Ganon's Tower this time. Alright, so Dohnut is going to make the swamp play.
There's a lot of chests in Swamp, so if you have all the equipment and you're still looking for stuff.
Yeah, we could see both, say, Fire Rod and Bow in here. That would be basically what he's looking for at this point. Alright, so there's the Agate Tower key in Swamp. When Dragon Master had a little bit of trouble with that bomb jump. I think he might have tried dashing the wrong direction. Yeah, the hook shot in this case would probably be the easier way to do things. All right. So Dragon Master finally going to finish off Hera. Well, assuming he can stop being trolled by Trolldorm.
I think all of our runners have been trolled by him so far.
Like you do. Oh, and he gets the extra troll this time.
You can do it, Dragon Master.
Das Ubertroll.
There we go.
We just had a Spike Cave check, and I did not see it.
It didn't. I think I remember seeing Spike Cave earlier, and it was nothing.
Okay. All right. Thieves Town map. Okay. All right. So Dohnut is going to be heading to the left side of Swamp. It's a place that a lot of people like to skip, but some people swear by it. So you never know.
Well, it's going to have something or it's not.
So, I have this weird policy that I figured out for Swamp. I want to do left side if and only if the last item I got before I went into Swamp was not, or was the hook shot. Don't even ask.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, well.
It's a very weird thing that I've done to my brain as far as logic goes, and that explains why I am going to lose this week. So here we go. Yeah, the swamp side, left side, did not turn out to be that great, and the last item he got before he came in here was the mirror. So, just saying.
Hey, I believe you. No, I'm gonna follow that. I like it.
Please don't do that. Don't do things that I say. Don't take my advice. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Could generate a bunch of seeds and find out. Do this by math.
Yeah. I've actually done some data-driven analysis, and the results were not pretty. Alright, so Dragonmaster is going to, once again, make his way through some dark rooms in Castle Tower this time. Now, luckily, he's not trying to clear it, but there's no reason to. Yeah, getting to that second chest is actually relatively easy in the Dark Castle Tower.
Yeah, after that, there's like dark rooms that have pitfalls. And
yeah,
it just
after
becomes a
that
mess.
is an actual nightmare from which you cannot escape. Alright, so Invictus is about to pick up those boots from Cold Stare. So Dragonmaster finally making the play on Saha's Rala at Eastern. Meanwhile, Dohnut is fighting Argus. This is the last chance for... Well, this and the green pendant are the last chance for Swamp Palace to mean something. And we wait for Argus to fall from the sky. Dohnut's going to apply some hammer strats, or he was, and now he's going to spin. Hammer and Master Sword spins deal the exact same amount of damage. At least to Argus. And what does he drop? A bee in a bottle. So unless this green pendant turns out to be something, Swamp is a big fat goose egg.
Alright, get your Sahashala hype going.
Or it could turn out to be like the actual pedestal. So there is that.
We have not had a ped check from any of their runners, so...
Yeah.
Not sure what else could really be there, though.
We are being told that if we find the pod big key and small keys, Fire Rod is live for pedestal. Oh, we have the big bomb crystals as well. Look at that. Alright, so Dragon Master going to pick up a third key to Turtle Rock here, I believe. Oh, pod, excuse me. I'm bad. There's the fire rod. It's in the Pyramid Fairy and another pod key.
So that would be the death of the pedestal?
To the best of my knowledge. You could have a weird scenario in which the logic would still want you to have it. For example, an Ice Palace small key. But not really, because Ice Palace logic can require only 2. So yeah, the pedestal is in fact 100% RIP. Bow on Trinex though, is that live? I think so.
That would be a wonderful place for it. In quotes, of course.
Yeah. I actually want to see Bow on Sahasrara. I really do. But yeah, if you're having trouble understanding things, please feel free to ask questions. We're all pretty friendly as far as I can tell, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. The Eastern Palace Big Key is on the laser bridge in Turtle Rock. Dohnut picking up that tempered sword. He's going to feel pretty good about that.
Alright, we have a question in chat. What items are required to make a final run to beat the game? So, AKA Go mode. We're still looking for the bow. We are still looking for... I think we got all the keys that we need. Maybe between all of our runners. I think we just need to know where that bow is at.
Mm-hmm. I think Dragon Master reset his console. The ice rod was in the checkerboard cave in over by Misery Mire, which you need the mirror for. The mirror, of course, was in the vanilla big key chest location in Misery Mire. So you needed a fire source to do that. That was an interesting play. So what Dragon Master did there was he stole the key from the back of Desert just to see what was in there and then reset his console.
I think he was deciding if he actually wanted to save.
And it looks like the swamp play completely did not pay off for Dohnut, sadly. because we just had 20 rupees on Sazrala. Now Invictus is about to pick up the Ganon's Tower big key. He's going to be pretty happy about that. Yeah, absolutely. Resetting without saving is allowed. It can be a useful strat in some cases.
It can also be dangerous.
Yes, you want to make sure that you have saved in the recent past before you do that, because you don't want to lose a lot of progress. It looked like the witch was just an arrow upgrade. And nothing in Graveyard Ledge either. He could also check the Haunted Grove or Cave 45 ledge, which I don't know if any player has checked at the moment, because I think we've only had, the only one to have the mirror is Dohnut. So now that Dragonmaster has the Fire Rod, I would expect to see him go for, I was going to say Skull Woods, but it looks like he's doing Turtle Rock? Oh no, he's fluting. Yeah, Skull Woods seems like a plan. Yeah, so the rules are, if you can do it in no major glitches mode, you can do it. Also, you can save and quit, as opposed to some other things, because you're not supposed to save and quit in the NMG category. I have no idea why, but
there's like two there's like NMG save and quit, and then NMG no save and quit.
Yeah, but I'm told nobody runs the other category, so.
Yes, using either to kill these Gibdos fast.
Yeah. So I stand corrected on Ether being completely useless.
Yeah, if you can spare the magic, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's less magic than shooting them with 4 Fire Rod shots.
It's true.
Wait a minute. Was that was the bow in the first room of Skullwoods? Or in the
oh yeah, you found the bow.
Chest? Yeah. All right, so the bow is live.
I think that that puts him in go mode. Or no, he still has the big key for GT.
He needs to get to the Ether tablet at some point, but it seems likely that may happen. Maybe. Well, I don't know. Depends on how early he gets Ice Palace done.
Yeah, and he hasn't picked up the book yet either.
Yeah. That's
or has the boots. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's why I was talking about Ice Palace, because the boots are there, and so you need the boots to get that book. Yes, Dragonmaster gonna pick up that bow. I think he already has. And then we will see a pretty good situation for him. You can hit Moth with arrows all you want, but it's not going to do anything. It's also a much smaller hitbox than you think. So Dohnut did take a long time to get a bunch of garbage in Swamp. And there's some more garbage in the mirror location there. But there was at least one mirror location that was important.
Oh, and Invictus is going to get his flute.
Yep, so Invictus finally has the flute. He might be able to go get the mirror. He does have the lamp, so he will be able to use that fire source in Mire to acquire the mirror. Now, of course, Dragonmaster, when he completed Mire, did not have access to a fire source. So he's going to be disappointed when he has to go back in there to get the mirror. And Dohnut gonna check the spike cave, just gonna find that burrito at the end. You know, I'm not sure I would eat a burrito that's been sitting in a dark, dank cave for years.
It's aged.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're really hungry, and I mean, you did just go through a whole bunch of spikes to get there, so maybe that, you know, affects your appetite, but it just does not seem like a really solid play as far as your digestion goes. Now, wall chicken, oh yeah, all day. Just go to town on that. Alright, so it looks like Dohnut is going to make the play on Ice Palace. Hopefully that will get him those boots. Invictus opening up Misery Mire. Captain Duck heading over toward the pod area. Not sure what he's going to do over here. And of course, Dragonmaster going to finish off Eastern. Yeah, so his fire rod was a it wasn't really a sequence break. It's just that you need the mirror that's in Mire. So, you know, he completed Mire so he could get the fire rod, because that was from Pyramid Fairy. But he's gonna have to go back in there, so it's just gonna be a long time, I think, before we see him head back in there. Maybe not. Maybe he's just gonna go there right now. Nope, looks like he's gonna make the pod play. I believe he did finish Skull Woods. So really, he's just waiting on the Ice Rod for Turtle Rock. He does need the mirror, unfortunately, because the The ice rod is in the checkerboard cave. Alright, so we got Captain Duck and Dragon Master both making the play on pod at the same time. Dragon Master has more keys. And there we go, Captain Duck picks up the lamp and does his best, frustration impression.
Yeah, I would too if I was a can of Coke.
Yeah, if you keep your Coke next to a lamp too long, it'll explode from overheating. That sounds pretty bad. Of course, if somebody puts salt in your can of Coke, that's also bad. And seeing a lamp there would make me pretty salty at this point. Okay, so Captain Duck did just open the left side, the dark maze, with a key. So that means he does not have all 6 pod keys. So he's going to want to make sure... I mean, it's not going to actually matter because Helmosaur is just not going to be required. But he wants to not go to Helmosaur. So I believe he's also opened the front door. Yeah, so he will also know that the ice rod could only be one possible place in Turtle Rock at this point. And that would be... Oh, no, 3 possible places. You could have the Fire Rod locked rooms on the right, or the Vanilla Big Key chest. But it's not really going to be that way. Yeah, it's possible he's not able to do the hammer jump, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Logic says you can complete it either way. But yeah, in Dragon Master's case, he's using the key because there's no reason not to. Because he's already through here. He's got all the keys he needs. So the hammer jump is a bomb jump. So it's a thing where you drop a bomb and let it explode you a certain distance so you can get over some gaps that you can use to get to the big key chest in pod. It's called the hammer jump because usually that contains the hammer, and that's where you would get it in the normal game.
Yeah, your Y position is really precise on the bridge. You get a bit more leeway on the X, but you just have to line yourself up in the right place with the bomb and yourself, and then you'll make it.
Yep, it's pretty easy. Sort of. You know, if you once you get used to it. It does take some practice.
Yeah, about an afternoon's worth, ish. There's some pretty good tutorials on YouTube about that go over it.
Now, hovering is completely legal. It's just impossible.
Yeah, hovering doesn't exist in this game. That's a joke, by the way.
Yeah, it's actually completely possible. I just can't do it, so I think it's not.
And I mean, arguably it's a time save, but unless you're really good at it, it's really risky.
All right, so where is Dohnut going to be heading next? He finished Skullwoods as well, right?
I think
could
he
have
did.
swore. All right, so he's going to check the King's Tomb here, pick up some straight Garbo, but he will hopefully head for that book. So if I were Dohnut and I had the book, or I knew this was a thing, I would go get the book, and actually on the way up to Turtle Rock, I think I would check Ether Tablet. Be a little out of the way, but just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially since he is going to start running out of places to check.
Oh. Okay. He's fluting to 3. He's going to get the book.
All right. My man Dohnut. And now he'll just be one item away from being in go mode.
All right. And now he's going to purchase some safety potions. Certainly nothing wrong with that. Except when you've already got all your safety potions. And he's going to 4. He's doing Bombo's tablet first.
It's closer. Especially since he knows he just needs one item.
Alright, so Dragon Master finishing off the Land Molas. Oh, and he's mirroring out without picking up the pendant. That is a new feature that was recently added, actually. It allows you to do that. And Dragon Master is going back to Meyer, and he's gonna check the checkerboard cave. And that's it. He's gonna find that ice rod, and he will be in some form of go mode. Now, Dohnut, if you miss it, just go on. There you go.
And don't accidentally enter the cave.
Yeah.
None of us have ever done that.
No. Never happens. Never, ever. I don't know what you're talking about. And there we go. Dohnut coming over to Ether Tablet. There it is. The big key of Ganon's Tower. Oh no, what are you doing, Donut? No. Oh, he's going to pod. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to go to Turtle Rock before he can finish Eastern Palace.
He opened up the vanilla big key chest location then in Turtle Rock.
Did he? I'm not even sure he went into Turtle Rock.
Because he could skip that chest if he knows he's in go mode.
Yeah. But, I mean, before he can do Eastern, he has to get the big key from Turtle Rock.
That's... Oh...
Donut does have the book. He got it, and then he got the Gan Sour big key. So there you go. But yeah, he has to go to Turtle Rock before he can finish Eastern. So he's coming in here hoping to find the Eastern Palace big key, and he's going to be disappointed. I mean, I think he may find a T-Rock key in here. I don't remember.
I don't remember that fourth one was that either.
Oh, the T-Rock key is in the vanilla big key chest? Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. The bow, if I recall, was in the back of Skullwoods. In order to get the fire rod, to get to the back of Skullwoods, you have to go to the Pyramid Ferry. And that requires completing Misery Mire and Thieves Town. Alright, so Dragonmaster gonna finish off Trinex, and that will send him straight for the top of Ganon's Tower. Alright, so Dohnut making that quick check into pod and not finding anything, so it does look like he may be heading for Turtle Rock. Oh, and Trinex has the Butter Sword today. And I believe all 4 of our runners will be picking that up at some point, so we will be seeing a nice, leisurely Ganon kill today.
Red mail, butter sword, silvers.
Yep.
All you ever need.
Seems good. I think Dohnut, there's a chance Dohnut may not get red mail. Because he'd have to check the Eastern Palace big chest. And I'm not sure he will. But it does seem like Dohnut is sort of at a pretty solid lead in his race. And Dragonmaster, of course, heading all the way up Ganon's Tower. Captain Duck is going back into Misery Mire. He's hoping to acquire that mirror, and he's gonna do it.
So I think our rest of our runners ended up skipping this room, right? Because they didn't have the fire rod at the time.
Everyone except Dohnut.
Yep.
Who had the lamp. Oh, you mean this room?
Yeah, the roller room. Sorry, I should be more
Sorry,
specific.
I know how to words, and I know how to be... I know how to read things from context clues, and I am derp. Okay.
Oh, there's like there's like 4 people playing right now, so... a lot to keep track of.
Right. So the gauntlet here for Dragon Master, very, very solid gauntlet. Making use of that fire rod and half magic to quickly make his way through here. I'm assuming he's got some magic recovery items, so he's not worried at all about his magic. He's having a few issues with silver strats, so he's gonna go back to the tried and true fire rod strats for Landmo 2.
Yeah, with the half magic, it makes that pretty straightforward.
I love me some Kane strats. A little bit off there, and the spike trolls him. That's the second Wizrobe room for you. It's much trickier than the first one. Ooh. Well, I'm certainly glad that Dohnut is going to pick up the small key here, because otherwise it would have been a waste. Alright, so Dragon Master making his way up Ganon's tower. He's got just a few more rooms left. Potentially refill his magic here and then head over to Trolldorm 2.
But there's no way you can hover this guy.
It's impossible.
It's not a thing.
Alright, so Invictus finally manages to acquire the fire rod. So he's going to be quickly trying to make his way through all these dungeons in hopes of catching up to Dohnut. I wouldn't count him out yet.
I mean, hopefully he goes to Checkerboard Cave soon.
Alright, so Dragon Master is facing off against Aghanim 2, otherwise known as Revenge of Trigonometry. You gotta get your angles right. It's a lot more complicated than it looks. And it looks pretty complicated.
But then you feel good when you get a triple.
Oh yeah, you do. And Dragon did an excellent job on that fight. And it's time to face off against Ganon. This will be a very basic fight. Just 6 slashes for each of the first 2 phases, and then 1 slash per jump, and then 4 silver arrows to the dome. All right. So, he appears to be on phase 3 at the moment.
That's what it sounds like. So you got a double. And down goes Ganon.
All right. So Ganon is down. And that's a well done run by Dragonmaster as we hear him head through the exit. That is a first place finish of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 54 seconds.
All right, it looks like Dragon Master wants to interview with us, so we'll bring him into the channel and have a chat with him.
All right.
GG, Dragon Master.
GG.
Well played, sir. So, what'd you think of that one?
Sequence breaking actually worked on this one.
Yeah, a little bit. You got around that lamp pretty easily and used that to your advantage. Did troll you a little bit in the end with the mirror being back there in mire.
Yeah, Fire Rod needing to get to the mirror, lamp or Fire Rod to get to the mirror, and then I almost forgot about Checkerboard Cave. I went and did Desert first, and it's like, wait a minute, I need to do Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I felt bad for Lamo because it's like, I just left his pendant laying there.
You don't have to feel bad about that. Nobody wants that dirty pendant.
But I wanted that little piece of love, man.
Aw. Well, we can confirm, based on what we're seeing on our screen, that Invictus did, in fact, find the bow in Skull Woods.
It was a little crazy place for the bow.
Yep. Behind the fire rod. Behind
the fire rod, yeah.
Fire rod, which was behind the Pyramid Fairy, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I meant to check the Pyramid Fairy before I did pod, but I was like, I'm over in this area. It's like, I might as well just do pod and get it over with. I mean, I can get almost every single chest except for the big chest and the boss.
Yep. So we are attempting to contact the restream as you see fit to get the video back online. At the moment, we'll attempt to keep you apprised of the situation. But yeah, so Dragon Master, so you dropped your first match, unfortunately, but this is a win for you here.
Yep.
So still alive for the top 8. It's possible
for the race off. Yep, we just got to win the next 3.
Yep.
But yeah, I went and did that desert and I did that hard reset. I stole the key. I wanted to check what the items were, and if it was anything, then go for it. If not, then I wanted to come back and just get that Turtle Rock key, since I knew that was my 3rd key I needed for it.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. It turned out the fourth key was in the vanilla big key chest.
Oh, so that's where that was.
Yeah.
I was wondering where that was. It's like, I could get this, but I can get all the way to Laser Bridge, and because it was such an early dip, it's like Laser Bridge has a whole bunch of items for me. Just gonna have to die a couple of times to get it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, hey, you go in there expecting to have to dodge a few lasers here and there, or just die. That's what the side door is for, right?
Yep, safety door. Well, it's nice finding that Thieves Town big key at least, so I can at least, it was the big key, wasn't it? Or was it the small
I
key?
believe it was the Eastern Palace big key.
Oh yeah, okay.
On
so
Laser Bridge.
Save me a trip for that. I can't remember what was on Laser Bridge, because I did that so early.
Yeah. So it does look like we are live. Once again, thank you all for your patience. And Dohnut is has just finished off Eastern Palace, and I believe he's heading back up to Ganon's Tower. I can't imagine any scenario in which he left Turtle Rock unfinished. All right, so Dragonmaster, so what are you looking forward to in the rest of this tournament? I mean, and just how do you feel about Keysanity in general?
Oh, I love Keysanity. I love the extra like strategy involved with it. Like, do you go into this dungeon knowing you can't clear it and you're probably going to double dip it anyway? Versus like open mode, it's like if you can do a dungeon, just do it.
Yep.
Because it kind of gives a strategy where you could do a lot of the overworld stuff and try to get as many keys as you can before you go dungeon diving, knowing that you're burning time, that you could be finding items in the dungeons. I personally love the mode. Only when the big keys don't troll you, though.
Yep. The big keys were relatively kind here today.
Yeah, when I found the mirror, or wait, was it the mirror or was it the bow? When I found the bow, it's like, I've got pretty much every single big key. I just need to find the ice rod. Where's this ice rod at?
Yep, just hanging out over there in the checkerboard cave. We did have one of our runners, or actually two of our runners, it appears, actually go full clear swamp.
That was my next option after when I finished desert and, well, checkerboard cave. It was swamp.
Yeah.
I guess the mushroom was there?
I don't think so. Maybe?
I don't recall where it was at.
Oh yeah, it was in swamp.
It was?
Okay. Yeah, it was. Swamp turned out to be actual garbage today. Like,
Yeah,
complete garbage.
So that's the way swamp usually leaves itself, is it's either it's got the items you need or it's just complete garbage. Overall, I felt the seed actually, I mean, if you sequence broke, it really didn't hurt you too much. It just got you the hammer early.
The only thing it really hurt you was you had to get good and do Mire Dark Rooms, and no. that is my opinion on Mire Dark Rooms. No.
Yeah, the Mire Dark Room is evil, especially that it's really just that first room.
Yeah, the first room is awful. The next couple rooms later with the spike is not the world's greatest room, but you can deal with it.
Yeah. The way I use the first room is you get the hardest part, in my opinion, is finding the pot. Once you get the pot, it's actually pretty simple. If you get the block and run up against the bottom wall, move one block width just to the right. So if you have the block above your head, and just throw it straight up, it lands right on the switch.
Yep, that's the general plan. I somehow managed to mess that one up, though. I don't know how. Anyway. But no, actually we have two people tracking our runners here today, and it's been 2 hours plus in this run, and I have not shouted out the trackers once, and I apologize. We've got Dude and Nif Boy on tracking, and they did an excellent job today, making sure that we knew exactly what was going on.
Tracker hype.
Indeed. So, Dragonmaster, is there anything else you'd like to say to our fans as we wrap this up?
I enjoyed this seed. It was fun, and it let me practice my dark rooms a little bit more because I haven't had a dark room practice in a while.
All right,
It was a fun seed.
Yeah, well played to you, Dragon Master, and congratulations. Good luck in the next round. You're welcome to stick around as long as you want, but we're going to go ahead and follow the rest of these racers as they go to finish off this seed.
And thanks for doing the commentary. I want to thank the trackers again for doing all the tracking. And hey, have a good one.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dragon Master. Looks like getting back to our race here, Dohnut's making his way through the rest of the gauntlet.
Yep. Just got through the second Wizro room onto the fire rod room. And I do... This room tends to troll me more than it should. I would wait. Oh, okay. He's fine.
Yeah.
I was a little worried because it took him a while to get that fourth torch lit. Because if you go up those stairs at just the wrong time, when one of the torches in the other room goes out, you will despawn every sprite in the tower and have to rerun it.
Yeah, even if you could hover, which we can't,
of course not.
You still wouldn't have Aghanim,
right?
Which is kind of required.
Now, what sort of actual glitch in the code causes that to happen? I will never understand. I do computer code related stuff for a living. I don't think I could see how that one happened.
Well, it was recently I learned about how the spin strats on Ganon work, so it's kind of interesting.
Ah, so like the
yeah, the Silverless
strats, yeah. So there's like 1 or 2 frames where he's vulnerable while teleporting, and you have to, and the reason you spin is just to make it easier to hit that 1 frame. You just have a lot more time. It is possible to just swing and hit it in the right time.
Yeah, like Ganon has like 20 some states, so actually when he's like warping, he's like in phase 3. So that's how you can damage him, because they didn't like create like something where he was immune during those warps.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's really not a concept of phases, it's more like states that Ganon is in. We just call them phases to keep things simple.
Ah, yeah, that makes plenty of sense. If you want to get into finite state machines and all that sort of thing, we can, but I think
yeah,
I think our viewers would rather, watch the race.
I would have to agree.
All right, so Dohnut is on the Ganon fight. Invictus heading into Ganon's tower. I usually feel good if I'm in Ganon's tower when my opponent duns. That means I didn't do something terribly wrong. We find the arrows, you bet we did. Sitting right there in the Paradox Cave. See, there it was. There was an accidental silverless hit with just a slash. See, at that point, you just go for all 12, right? No? Okay. And another accidental silverless hit. And Dohnut finishing off Ganon. Well played. And there you have it, Dohnut finishing off in an official SRL time of 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 6 seconds. And that, my friends, is a personal best for Dohnut by 31 minutes and 6 seconds. That's impressive right there.
All right, looks like Dohnut's agreed to an interview, so we'll bring him in.
Excellent.
GG, Dohnut.
Thank you. Oh
Well
my
played.
gosh.
That was apparently that was a massive improvement on your race PB at the very least.
Very much so.
And congratulations on the victory. That was, you know, this is your second win, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, the hype. Now I get to go against Andy next week, because he and I promised if I go 2-0, we got a 1v1.
Oh, okay.
Nah, dude.
Maybe not necessarily in the tournament, but go ahead. It depends on how the pairings break down.
As soon as I saw Dragonmaster Don, my heart sank, because I was like, oh no, that run through Swamp was completely unnecessary, and I was losing my mind. I was like, Invictus has got me now, I'm behind. But no, I pulled through, and I was like, yes.
He also did the run through Swamp, so there you go.
Oh my gosh.
I was actually applauding your earlier strats for going to Agonis Cave real early on, because that's where the Swamp Key was. And I was just like, yeah, that's going to be important. It wasn't.
I was losing my mind because all those deaths early game drove me insane. And then, like, I sequence break up Death Mountain, find 4 hearts, and I'm like, why couldn't I just go here first? It was a rough seed.
Yeah, it was not kind early on. But it was not kind to any of our runners early on.
Yeah. I honestly thought that that dip into Eastern Palace was what was going to cost me. And then after I died in Dark World and I dipped through Eastern Palace, I realized, wait a minute, all these items here in Salad Bar's hut and then in the dungeon itself were completely useless. Yay!
Hooray!
And so I made the right gamble to skip it and then came back and made the wrong gamble. Anyway.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Right.
But yeah, that was a very nice run, I think.
There was a lot of moments where I was second-guessing myself. Like, there were a lot of unnecessary checks and caves that I would have cut out, but until you know where those last few items are, the Ganon's Tower Key and such, you really can't leave anything to chance sometimes.
Yeah. I was very, very glad you went up to check that, the ether tablet there with the Ganon's Tower big key.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, before I do my dip into Turtle Rock, I need to go check everything available first, because until I find that last T-Rock key, that Ganon's Tower key, nothing's off the table. And then as soon as I found the GT key, and then there was nothing else but Turtle Rock, I was like, okay, the last key has to be in there, or somewhere, like, in Eastern Palace in the big chest or something stupid. And then as soon as I found that Turtle Rock key, I was like, nope, we're done. Just get me out.
Yep, it had to be in that that one chest where you could leave it behind and it not hurt you at all.
That was my fear, though, is that, like, if I left anything behind, I lose. And so yeah. I was thinking to myself, this is going to be the seed where I go through all of Turtle Rock, get the big key to Eastern, do Eastern, and then I have to dive, like, Thieves Town for that last chest in order to complete the game. That's
Oh.
what I expected, but nope. Seed was a little kinder.
I think it was your opponent that actually checked the Thieves Town big chest.
Oh wow.
Possibly.
I feel like my sequence break up Death Mountain early really helped, because if I didn't, I would have had to take an extra dip in the pod because of that key I found up there.
Right. So another thing with the sequence break to Death Mountain, basically everybody did that sequence break at one point, with the exception, I believe, of Captain Duck, who went into pod and got the lamp early. But you're the one thing about that is the sequence break was, how do I words? I forgot how to words. The other thing they did is a lot of them, in addition to taking that sequence break as they went, they also continued and went into Turtle Rock while they were there.
I was honestly thinking about doing that, but the thing that kept going through my mind was 1 big key, 2 small keys. If I don't find another Turtle Rock key, then I have to make a double dive, and if I don't find what I need to finish rock later, then it's a triple dive, and I wanted to avoid the triple as much as I could. So
Right. But yeah, that's how a lot of other players had the Eastern Palace big key early.
yeah.
Did you check the big chest in Eastern Palace?
No, I said I'm done, I'm out of here, forget it.
Okay,
Did
it
it
had
have
the
some-
other mail upgrade.
I thought it might have, but I honestly, at that point, I was seeing stars, and as long as Invictus didn't done, I was just out. I was like, I need to go, I need to go, I need to go. No second needs to be wasted right now.
Yeah, it was a very well played end of the game when you knew you were in go mode and you're like, I'm gonna play like I'm in go mode.
You know, it's just out. And then, like, every small thing I messed up on in GT was driving me insane. Like, when I almost fell off in the lantern room, I was losing my mind. I was like, don't fall right now. And then when I missed that last lantern twice, I could have sworn that door was going to slam in my face.
Sinek, I feel like I'm dominating the conversation here. I wanted to let you get in case you wanted to ask some questions.
Oh no, like I'm terrible at asking questions, so
Okay then.
well, I mean, like we can ask what we asked Dragon Master. What do you think about the tournament in general?
This is my first one. Up till 2 weeks ago, I had only played Keysanity once, and that one run took me like 9 hours. And so a friend of mine was like, I dare you to join this tournament and try to win. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And so in like a week and a half, I trained myself up enough to win my first round, played through a week of, played from last week to now, a bunch of practice rounds, and, you know, it seems to have paid off.
All right. So I think we want to go ahead and get your opponent in here so we can talk to him as well. Let's go ahead and do that. And hello, Invictus. Welcome. And
Hey, thanks.
well played.
Oh, I don't know about that, but it was a rough one.
Yo,
Yeah, a
GG,
little bit.
Invictus.
Thank you. Well played, man.
You too? Was
Yep.
sweating bullets that whole round.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like, I can't even begin to say the number of times I was like, "Gosh darn it! Why didn't I do this earlier?" Or let's not forget about Ice Palace. Like, let's not do that.
By the way, I neglected to, or we neglected to announce Invictus's finishing time. That was 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 29 seconds, according to SRL. Your timer is still running, by the way.
That's fine. Thank you. It is stopped now.
All right. So yeah, you were entering Ganon's tower right around the time that Dohnut was entering the Ganon fight. So that's a pretty close race, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to begin talking about it because like I felt very frantic the entire race. Like I didn't know, like every single location that I went to go check wasn't rewarding me, and it was frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. Like you go into Dark Palace and you feel like, yeah, I should get something here that's valuable. No, nothing there. Ice Rod's actually in checkerboard. Like all of the logical decisions that I thought I was making didn't really pay out. So
Yeah, there were a lot of random items just kind of scattered in overworld locations. Ganon's Tower, big key, of course, in the ether tablet of all places.
yeah, I managed to actually grab that through one of my my rotations through Death Mountain, of which I feel like there were like 12 total.
Yeah, that tends to happen occasionally in Keysanity.
Otherwise, though, I mean, I can't really complain. I mean, it felt like the routing was as best as I could have made it based on the decisions I was making. So, I mean, there's not really much I could have done, but it was well played by Dohnut for sure. So,
and I don't feel like there were any, glaring mistakes in routing from what I saw either. So, well played, sir, and well played to both of you. And both of you are still alive for the for the top 8. It's still possible for both of you. So,
excellent.
Good luck with that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the interview, and hope to catch you all later. See you later.
Yep, GG Invictus.
Right. GG.
Right. All right. So, as before, you guys are welcome to stick around, kind of hang out with us as we get ready to, say hello and well played to Captain Duck here. We're gonna go ahead and follow Captain Duck as he finishes it up and get ready for that. But is there anything else you'd like to say, Dohnut, about this run? Or did you leave?
I think he left.
Well then, I am dumb.
Yeah, Captain Duck putting that cape to good use. Kind of getting out of that situation and then heal up.
Yeah, cape strats are underrated. Including by myself. I'm always like, oh, but I want to save my magic. No, just use the silly cape. Just do it.
I mean, the boss gives you a free refill. Well, except Ganon, but it doesn't matter then.
Alright, Captain Duck needs to lay one more hit on Ganon. And there we go. That will finish it off. And now we move on to phase 4.
Gets a torch glitch.
Ooh. A little late on the quick slash, but managed to get an arrow in before the torch goes out. The bow being uncooperative right now.
He has plenty of blue potions, so he should be fine, regardless.
Oh.
You got this. We believe.
We can do this.
And
all right. And one more, that will do it. All right. Captain Duck finishing off this race. Assuming something doesn't go horribly wrong. And he steps into the portal and finishes with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 35 seconds. Well played to Captain Duck. And that also improved Captain Duck's race PB by 21 minutes and 20 seconds. We'll see if we can get Captain Duck in here to talk about it.
I guess in the meantime, we can talk about what's going on tonight.
Yeah,
Still have
seems-
more. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, so tonight on Speed Gaming 4, it's at 11 p.m. Eastern, which should be fairly soon here. We have Recidador and Lyra. They're versing each other, and we also have Trojan Dude and JLo 7 also racing each other on Speed Gaming 4. That would be what in about?
It's about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
There are also currently on Speed Gaming 4 another 4 races going between Hitaka and Tim Lobo, Glenn and Taiju. There's also another 4-way race going down on ALTTP Randomizer 2 between Runner Watcher and Yoshi348 and Buckshot Boo and Who42 Baker. So just a whole lot of rando happening right now as we speak. So if you're not listening to me talk about it, I don't blame you. There's a lot of rando.
All right, and looks like we're bringing Captain Duck here.
All right.
GG.
Hello. Thank you.
Hey, well played and congratulations on the race PB. I don't know if it's an actual PB, but congratulations.
That's an actual PB. That's
Very
yeah,
nice.
It's been clever done. Oh, that still was a thing. The mirror, man, that eluded me for so long.
Oh, yeah.
That was a thing.
Oh, yeah, it was... Yeah, you also didn't have the lamp for the longest time, right?
Yeah, also that, yeah. I went into, what was it, pod? Yeah, way too late. I hate pod, so it's so easy to double dip that, so I kept that till last. But of course the lamp was there.
Yeah, that tends to be the case. You know,
Yeah.
pod is not a place that you like to go, but it does have 14 items.
That's true. That's a lot. That's those keys. It's so annoying. I hate it. That's so well. It's it works somehow.
Well, I mean, it was an excellent run by you, and nobody can fault you for basically anything you did here.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I
imagine
think.
I was like one of the first in the Total Rock.
Oh yeah,
'Cause that was very early.
you were an early T-Rock play as well.
Yeah.
I think you and Invictus were there around the same time.
Okay. So it was the only one.
Yeah, 'cause
nice.
most players went up there sequence breaking toward without the lamp. I believe it was Invictus was the one who had the lamp when he went up there, or maybe it was Dohnut, but
Right.
no, it was Invictus. And but yeah, there was a lot of sequence breaking to be had there.
Okay, yeah, I don't sequence break at all. I don't even do an Ice Palace bomb jump. So that's I maybe should learn one of these days, but no dark rooms for me. Like the third T-Rock dark room, I had to do that, and it was like the first time I ever did it.
Oh
And
yeah,
it worked somehow.
yeah. It's a little bit tricky if you don't know what you're doing, but eventually you can learn the pattern.
Yeah, I just remembered the pattern. It just hold the platform and go somewhere, and it worked somehow. Yay.
There you go.
Yeah.
And of course, you got that Eastern Palace big key in there, and a lot of other important items.
I kept putting Eastern off as well for way too long, but there wasn't anything in there, if I remember right.
Eastern was garbage today,
Yeah.
and with the exception of perhaps the red mail.
Oh yeah, that was there. Got to be the cola can, the brand name Coca-Cola can.
That was the your sprite choice today was probably one of the highlights of this race.
Nice.
It's just like
Yeah.
yeah,
It's something else. I
it's
love
a
it.
literal can of Sprite, which is
Yeah. Which becomes others. It's a good sprite. I like it. It's not like I can do those bomb jumps anyway, so I'm free to choose any sprite I want.
That's a
That's a good point.
yes,
Yeah.
it is.
That's the way I see it.
The bomb jumps can be helpful and useful, but if you can't do them, you can't do them. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I've just haven't put the time in. I could probably learn them, but it's logic also does it without, and I'll just do it without. At least all people logic.
So Captain Duck, what do you think so far about the randomizer tournament?
It's fun. It's Keysanity is so hard. It's really tough, but the tournament is great. It's love being in here.
Yeah, it can be a real pain in the brain,
Yeah.
So now, unfortunately, with the second loss, that's gonna pretty much eliminate for top 8 contention.
I was never going there anyway.
Are you still planning on playing out the rest of your matches?
I'll probably try to, though. I'll feel like if I lose again, but getting like 1 win is like the goal of this tournament for me.
Yeah. That is also my goal. So I will plan to play out most of my matches for that reason.
Yeah. That's I hope we can get that. It would be nice.
All right. So, Captain Duck, is there anything else you'd like to say to our fans today about this race or about anything else?
Don't put off pod for too long, even though it's terrible, I guess.
All right.
Pod.
Okay, so thank you very much, Captain Duck, and I think we're gonna try to wrap up the stream here. I want to thank you all for watching very much. I want to thank our trackers, Dude and Nifboy. Very, very good trackers, keeping track of everything we need. I want to thank Feasel and Epibliticus, who were kind of running things behind the scenes here today, and making sure that everything went smoothly. And of course, thank you to Synac for joining me for commentary today.
It was an honor.
I don't know about that, but I'll take it. Yeah.
It's legendary Dr. Bobtastic.
Okay. All right. So thank you all once again for watching. And on that note, I think it's about time to call this a run. So thank you all very much for watching once again. And with that, I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I have been Synac.
And we'll see you later.